Okay, big welcome to our Tuesday team call. My name is Denise Walsh, Black Diamond Leader with It Works, and I've been on this journey for over 10 years now. It's insane what happens when you're having fun, and one thing I've learned is that we get paid to have fun, to get better, to be healthier, to make new friends, and teach them how to be better and get healthier too. And so I just love what we do. So today we're going to spend a few minutes, or the first little bit here, going over some belief. So there's a couple things that I've learned throughout my 10 years that really make a difference when you're building a team, when you're attracting like-minded people into your organization, and when you're training them to experience success. We know that does not happen on accident, but it really happens through consistent effort, planting as many seeds as possible, staying focused in one direction to create momentum within your team. But it also truly happens with you being somebody that people think are going to help them experience success. You being somebody that people want to hang around. You being a good friend. Like being somebody that people are connected to. That rapport relationship when you're building, like following up and building rapport, building the relationship, all of that stuff is so super duper important. And it's not something that you can really skip. I've had people say, oh man, if only people would just randomly sign up on my site. And you're like, let me tell you, that has happened to us. And most of the time, those people don't really do anything because it's the relationship that really is like the glue that keeps people going when things get tough. It's the relationship that keeps people going, if they're having a hard day, etc. So trust is one of the number one reasons why people get started in a business like this, because most of the time they're fearful themselves and they've got to borrow your confidence at the beginning so they can get that gumption to do it. Like, is this going to work for me? Can I really do it? Good for you. What about me? And so what we're going to talk about today is how, number one, you can continue to increase your belief, but then how you can transfer that belief not only into new prospects, but also into new distributors. So for those of you who don't know, I was a clinical psychologist before I started my It Works career, which is more than just a side hobby, as you know. It has turned into a path that God has used to allow us to really blossom and become who we're created to be, and I firmly believe we're supposed to be here. But previous to this, I was a clinical psychologist. If you can imagine 24-year-old Denise graduating school, working at community mental health, and people would come in and they'd sit in my cute little office, and I'd have dim lighting and like a candle going, and it was so cute. And I worked with a lot of hard situations. So, domestic violence situations. I led anger management group. I did family stuff. I did adolescent stuff. I liked the adolescent stuff the best because I think I would look so young that they at least liked me. Everyone else thought I was young, but a lot of times I also worked with those experiencing depression, so going through like a depressive episode. And one of the things that I would always say to them is, I've seen so many people come to the other side. I have. I know right now it's tough. I know what you're feeling is hard and it sucks. But I've seen so many people come to the other side that have come out of what you're feeling right now. Like, borrow my confidence. Borrow my confidence that you will get better, because I have seen it over and over and over and over again. And so because I had my own confidence, because I truly had seen people get better and experience freedom and find joy and all of those things, like, I was speaking with 100% confidence. And because of that, I was able to transfer that 100% confidence into them, even if they hadn't seen it yet, even if they weren't, quite sure. They were borrowing my confidence that they could get better too. Like, all right, Denise told me to do this. She told me that other people did it and it helped them, you know, like they were able to kind of have that paved for them because of the confidence I had. And I feel that exact same way with our business. I am 110% confident that this will work for you and you can learn how to be successful here if you want it, right? If you want to learn it, if you want to participate, if you want to grow, etc. Same with you know, the other situation. I had clients who didn't really want to get better and they didn't. And then I had clients who were really hungry for a better life and they got it despite their circumstances. So I feel that same passion with this business. What I have seen over and over and over again is it doesn't matter your experience, your background, your education level, whatever, like none of it matters. What matters is you've got that fire in your belly and you do it. And I've seen people over and over and over and over again experience success over and over and over and over again. So borrow my confidence, because I have seen people go from rags to riches in this business, from survive to thrive, from, you know, making even a couple extra $100 that saved them from foreclosure, or you know, my aunt's garage broke down one time and she could pay for it in cash and it didn't totally you know, mess her up. And, you know, like life happens, and I've seen this business save people in so many different levels, not only with the finances, but with the health. I know people that have had fibromyalgia that are experiencing relief. I know people who had chronic migraines who no longer have chronic migraines. I've seen so many amazing stories with our wrap, even just a girl we wrapped today, like, oh my gosh, that I know the products, if you work it right, you're going to see results. And then even with our team, you know, I've seen so many people come into this company and maybe not feel like they know who they are or have a place to fit in, but through the experience of our team, they're able to find a home. They feel like they're valued. They've got a place where they can come to for love and support, etc. So because I have that confidence, I am able to transfer that. So let's talk about what that looks like. How do you transfer belief to someone else? First of all, you do have to have it. You've got to have that 100% confidence yourself, which means you've got to do the work to build that confidence. It doesn't come on its own. It comes through taking action. Now, I do want to say my sponsor is Cami Dempsey, and she was Diamond when I started. She is now part of corporate. So her dad is the CEO, and she was Diamond when I started. And so we always talk about how it was the blind leading the blind. Now here's the deal. She had seen this before because her dad experienced success in another company, but she had never done it before. So, but what she did for us was that she was casting the vision. She was like, do you guys realize that, you know, my dad maxed out, or his top check was $76,000 a month in this other company, and I'm going to beat him. You know, like there's no glass ceiling in this industry. You can, you know, I mean, she was just constantly pouring belief into us from the experiences that she had. And she didn't have to have that experience herself to know that it was real. So I want you to know that you don't have to be Black Diamond to be able to share a Black Diamond story. What Cami did was better than that. She wasn't at the top down going, come on guys, come on, I know this works. She was like trudging along with us, casting the vision every single step of the way. She knew our why, and she would say, all right, you know, let's get you staying home with your babies. All right, what do we need to do? You know, she's constantly just reminding us why we were here to get started and casting that vision forward. So number one, you need to have that 100% confidence as well. 100% in the business, the wrap, the community, the products, comp plan, all of that. And if you don't, that's okay, because you can borrow ours. I certainly didn't at first either, guys, but I faithed it till I made it. You know, I was borrowing Cami's, I was learning, I was growing, and I was duplicating everything that I was seeing. So what she was doing for me, I was doing for my team, and I was able to kind of practice in that way. So it starts with you. In order to transfer belief, you have to have belief. You have to have that high confidence that this is it, that you can do this, that you are somebody who finishes, that you're a successful person. And, you know, it's kind of like, I know I'm going to the top. Are you going to come with me? And you're just constantly speaking that over and over and over and over again. You're speaking life over yourself. Now, I heard somebody say in here, I want to recruit, but it's so hard. Okay, here's the thing. If you think it's hard, it's going to be hard. It's not hard. Signing up distributors is not hard. Is it work? Absolutely. But it's not hard. And when you start thinking it's hard, then guess what? It's going to be hard. That's just the way it works. So what you want to start doing is speaking life into yourself, speaking life into your team, meaning you don't have to believe it. So this is what I don't want the burn stuff. I know that I can earn $300,000 a month with this company. I know I can. And it's going to be fun and it's going to be easy because I'm going to find people that match my energy, that match my work ethic, where it's fun. You know, like the business partner, it's fun. We're going to do this together. It's fun. I'm not pulling people up with me or pushing a boulder up a hill. I'm locking arms with like-minded people together, and it's fun. And I'm just speaking that over myself, over my business, over my team. And like, I don't have to be making $300,000 a month to decide that. I've decided that now, and I'm working towards it. So, you know, the thing is like, it doesn't matter what's going on in front of you. Maybe it was hard in the past, but that's a decision you can make where it's not going to be hard now. It's speaking life over yourself. And I have to tell you, you guys, you don't have to see it. When you speak life, you're talking about the life that you want, even if it's not current reality. Even if it's not. So, yeah, because why would you speak of death? Like, why would you do that? That's not helpful. So even if you don't see customers and distributors floating into your team as easily as you'd like, start talking like it is, and it will happen. And if you don't believe me, borrow my confidence, because I've seen it so many stinking times. So many times. Another example of this is Cheyenne. You're going to get me on a little pedestal here. Cheyenne, if you're on here, you can wave. And she put out a Christmas wish back in Christmas for It Works, a Christmas wish, where she shared her story. She went live and she said, I was in a, like, she was like in a, I don't know if fight is the word. It was like incident. I don't know, accident, something. And her teeth got knocked out, and she's had like missing teeth and half teeth for years and years, and is so self-conscious about it. And her Christmas wish was that It Works would help get her teeth fixed, right? Well, unfortunately, she was not chosen as one of the 12 wishes over Christmas. But guess what? Because she put it out there, she was vulnerable. She made that ask. She shared her story. People shared that live around, and she got contacted by orthopedic, or that might be foot, teeth surgeon. I don't know. Her teeth got fixed this week. You guys, her teeth got fixed this week. She just got her, I know. And it's not because she knew the how. She didn't see that her teeth were going to get fixed when she put that out there. She just got really excited about, and she knew what she wanted, and she was loud about it. And things start to happen. So anyway, Ariel, it is like loyal customers and distributors are like flocking to you because of the success that you're having. That's the mindset that you get to have. Yeah, I'm trying. Yeah, mute yourselves, guys, if you're not. I'm going through the comments now. I did mute everybody a few times. Latoya says, I gained a UK distributor and only knew her for less than 2 hours. Awesome. Start speaking that you want an international organization, and guess what? Things are going to start to happen. And our job is not to know the how, because that wouldn't make it fun. It's like, all right, guys, show me how you're going to do it, because I don't quite know, but I'm excited to find out. And I've seen this so many times in my life. And the more that you do that, the more your belief is going to grow. So in order to transfer belief to prospects, you get to practice having this high belief, okay? High belief in yourself, in the comp plan, like in the products, and in our team. Because our team itself can change lives. I've seen it over and over and over again. So when you have that confidence again, you are sharing that. So now, how do we transfer belief to prospects? Now, think of prospects. Think of yourself when you're on the outside looking in. What drew you to the business? What drew you? Like the cliche, right? The F-bombs, friendship, fun, and freedom. A lot of times are what draw people in. But a lot of times, at least I know for me, I was scared. I didn't know if this was for me. I didn't know if I could do it. I mean, even Cammie, I'd be like, good for you, but you're kind of crazy. Like, can I really do this? And so I didn't know if this was going to be a good fit for me. So what I like to do when I'm talking to prospects is I like to cast belief immediately. So no matter what they say, like, oh, I'm a nurse, or oh, I'm a teacher, or oh, I'm a stay-at-home mom, or oh, I work in a factory, or oh, whatever it is, I am constantly like, perfect. You are going to be perfect at this. Awesome. Oh my gosh. I know so many nurses who this is such a great fit because people already come to you with health concerns, or, oh my gosh, you are a teacher. I love working with teachers because you have such a heart for people. This is perfect for you. You know, you're like, whatever it is. My Brandon used to make fun of me when he heard me talk to leads because I would say awesome all the time. Like, oh, awesome. Like, oh my gosh, awesome. Like, you're going to be so awesome. Like, over and over and over. But I was casting belief that they could do this. And oh my gosh, you're going to be such a natural at this. Oh, and so a couple things that have to happen. Number one is I have to ask questions so I can validate their answers, right? Even if somebody says to me, tell me how this works, I'll say, tell me why you want it. Tell me what you're looking for. Tell me, you know what I mean? Like, I want to get some more information because then I can say, oh my gosh, you're going to be so awesome at this. I love working with athletes. I love working with stay-at-home moms. I love working with, you know, working moms, honestly, are so good at time management because you just do stuff in the nooks and crannies. Like, you get so much done. Like, I know so many people. So there's just a lot of ways that you can validate their story and how it works can fill their need. Whether their need is friendship, fun, freedom, they don't have any money, they need more time, whatever it is, it works can help to validate that. So I work to transfer the belief from the beginning of the follow-up process by pouring my belief into them. A couple other verbiage tips that I want to share with you is this truly is like the perfect storm. So if you think about the timing of our company right now, we have a hot sizzle product that is not yet a household name. It's consumable and well priced. So a couple things, keywords. Our debt-free, stable company. So we're not like a brand new company. We're stable. We know what we're doing, but yet we're not yet a household name. And then we're international as well. So when I'm talking to prospects, I'm just kind of hitting these keywords like, yeah, well, we've got such a sizzle product. Like, who wouldn't want to try a wrap? Like, do you know a few people that are going on vacation this summer? Hello, like, everybody wants to try it. Do you know a few moms that want to make money during nap time or on their phone? You know, you're just kind of constantly pouring that belief about the product, about the business, about the team, and about how they can do it over and over and over and over again. Because the culprit of change is fear. And I have learned that most people will stay stuck because it's comfortable. This is like a whole soapbox for me too, because I've had so many people tell me that they want to change, but they're not willing to do the work to make the change. And that tells me that they'd rather stay stuck, even in a job they don't hate, or they hate, because guess what? They're complaining about it all the time, right? But they'd rather stay there because they know it than to step out into the unknown. And so we have to help cross that bridge. A couple ways to think about crossing that bridge. I wish I had a whiteboard. That should be my office. I do. I need one here. I'm totally draw notes for you. But when you think of like taking someone from here to there, the reason people move is because they, number one, are so unsatisfied and are so frustrated with here. So sometimes we have to like help to like stir that up a little bit. Like, you are not happy here. You don't want here. Here is living paycheck to paycheck. Here is not seeing your kids ever, right? Because it's from like 6 to 7 at night. Here is being stressed to the max, where you're running back to back and nobody, you never have time to clean the house and it's always crazy and you've got too much going on. Like, here is not okay. So we got to stir here up a little bit while we cast the vision of here, of there. So here and there. So we're stirring up here and casting the vision of there. Because what I know too is you can cast vision, but if they're fine here, they're not going to want to move. So it's like got to be uncomfortable enough where they're ready to make movements outside of their comfort zone. So think about yourself. We're kind of talking about prospects and leads right now, but think about yourself. How motivated are you to make a change? How motivated are you to get to there? Are you in this spot called here and you don't like it, but you don't really know what to do? Do we need to stir this up a little bit? Do you need to be reminded about what you really want life to look like? And then we can paint this clear picture of what there looks like and take steps along the way. So what do you think is the hardest part, like in this whole journey? Here, there, the middle. Tell me, what do you think? In the comments. I can just tell you. They're right, Bria. You're so smart. Good job, you guys. You're exactly right. It's the middle. Like, if you think of here, this is the honeymoon phase. This is the new relationship phase. This is the first 4 to 6 weeks in your business where you're like, oh my gosh, I'm getting my kid. I'm so excited. I'm doing something now. And then like you get your first no, right? And you're like, I don't know, deflated. I mean, that happened. Like, I watched to see how people respond in that situation. But then there is like, you see the finish line. Like, I know I'm so stinking close to diamond. I just got to fill in the volume. I know that this is like, you see the goal and it's tangible. The middle part is where people can get lost. And in my experience, the middle part is where leaders are made, because there's so much growth that happens in this middle part. But it's also the hardest because you're further away from here, like the dissatisfaction of here, or that honeymoon phase of getting started. You're further away, but you're not quite seeing the vision of what you want to be accomplished yet. So this middle part is where leaders are made. In fact, that's like a whole book I want to write, because I have way too many people that quit because of these life lessons, right? And they tell me, oh, maybe I think I shouldn't be doing this because I have fear of success or fear of failure or fear of whatever. And that's just a part of the journey. Like, you can't get to the other side without going through that. But most people don't go through it. Most people will quit before they get there. So anyway, that's a whole nother topic. So let's talk about any questions you guys have about casting belief, building your own belief, and then transferring it to others. Yeah. Hi, Gladys. Oh, France is in the house. That's so fun. Yeah. I'm looking through the comments. The refining process, Barb says, yeah. Yeah, so what's interesting about rude people, you guys, is that, like, they're not paying your bills. And, like, I don't even hear it anymore. I mean, I'm sure it can still, like, hurt my feelings, but because my belief is so strong, like, I think that they're the silly ones. You know? Like, you obviously don't know what you're talking about if you say that, because... So when somebody says something rude to me, and they still can and do, I just, like, don't even hear it, because my belief is so strong, you know? I know 100% that this business works. I know that this is the best way to own your own business, because you don't have all the overhead. I don't have to ship product. I don't have to, you know, like, there's so many benefits of a business like this. Corporate takes the hard part, so we get to do the fun stuff in our own house. Like, when else can you work from home, but, like, not, you know, but really work from your phone and work by the pool? Like, I could go on and on. But it's true. So you have to get, when the more your belief rises, the more that negativity won't bother you as much because your confidence is so strong. It's kind of like, this is an example. Okay, so it's kind of like if someone says to me, you have green hair. And I'm like, no, I don't. You're the weird one. I'm like, really don't have green hair. Like, would that bother me? No, because I know I don't. Now, what if I went swimming so much this summer that my hair actually started to turn green and I was starting to get a little bit self-conscious about it, and I was thinking maybe my hair is turning a little green, because that does happen to blondes, just so you know, in chlorine. And someone says, hey, you have green hair, and I'm already self-conscious about that. What is that going to do? Oh my gosh, really? I have green hair? Are you sure? Oh man, I'm trying to use this new shampoo. Right? If I'm already self-conscious about it, then that may impact me a little bit more. But if I'm firmly secure in who I am and I don't have green hair, then when you say that, I'm not fazed. I'm not fazed. Another example could be if someone were to say to me, Denise, you travel too much. I'm like, well, that's in the eye of the beholder, because honestly, I'm home a lot. I'm home a lot. I pick my boys up every day from school. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't emotionally rail me, because I know it's not true. I know who I am. I'm confident in what we're doing. I'm confident in how much I travel, which is like once a month. Like, you know what I mean? And so people can say stuff, but it bounces back off because I'm secure in who I am. So the more belief that you have, the more that negativity is just not, it's like going to go one in, I mean, it's not even going to go in your ear. Carlos told me one time, Carlos Dominguez is a diamond on our team, and he said, I'm learning to like just accept it and let it go, or like let it in and let it go. And I was like, Carlos, don't let it in. Be like a rubber ball. Like, just bounce it right off. Don't even have to like absorb it. That's all. Anyway, but when you find that the more your belief is, then that negativity won't take you on as much of a roller coaster.
Hey, Denise, can I share a story from yesterday really quick? It's
oh my gosh. I just realized my volume is way down. That's why I didn't hear all the, sorry guys. Yes, Barbara, go ahead.
So this is so funny. Yesterday, because I like set up automated texts for my customers to remind them about their auto ship and stuff. So I had this one lady tell me, like, I want to cancel it after this next one runs. So I said, sure, no problem. Can you do me a favor and just remind me so I don't forget? And then she said, I shouldn't have to remind you. I'm the customer. You know, you should just do it. And then I was like, oh, well, I'm so sorry, hun, but I'll try, but I'm just human. So it'd be really cool if you could just remind me, you know? And then she replied back like, don't call me hun. I can't believe how unprofessional you are. This is the worst customer service experience I've ever had. I'm going to make sure every future customer that you have knows, you know, how you are, something like that. So I made a decision, you know, at that moment, because I know that I'm like the best customer service person ever. And I have thousands of customers and most of them text me and they love me and we're Facebook friends and whatever. And my belief was so strong that I just didn't respond to her at all. It's just like, whatever, figure it out yourself. You know what I mean? And that could have ruined me for the whole week or the whole month. I could have been like, oh my God, you know, this lady just cussed me out. What am I going to do? But my belief is like so much higher than that one, you know, negative comment. So whatever she could have said to me at that moment, I just brushed it off because I just think she's crazy and an angry person. So
yeah, you can call me hun, Barbara. I would never be mad about that. She's not from the South then, huh?
I know, right? Okay, hun, that's it.
Yeah, Bria says, we are our own worst critics. Yeah, it's really true. I mean, I think sometimes we are harder than ourselves than we need to be. Or we remember the negativity, don't we? You know, we've done this, I've done this so many times where I'll do a meeting and I have like 3 people in mind that are new distributors that I really want to come and they don't come, and then I'm like mad, even though guess what? There were 200 people there. like focus on who is there, right? So we have that choice every single day to decide if we want to live in that spirit of abundance or that spirit of fear, that victimness, that nothing's going to work out, that kind of thing is just the spirit of lack. But when we know that, you know, the world's our oyster and like really we can have what we want, we just got to go for it, then things truly, 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 truly do start to come. Well, that's the thing, Allison, too. Allison says, no matter how nice you are, some people are just miserable, and that's their own choice. But that doesn't have to impact me, right? Because I don't take on. That was one thing the psychology world really did help me do, was create that barrier of like, that's your life, and you can stay miserable if you want. I have a good life. I'm going to come home to my loving husband and we're going to go out to dinner and it's going to be great. Like if you want to stay miserable, that's up to you. And so I had to develop this little sense, like this little barrier where I can help you and I can support you and I can love you, but I can't take responsibility for you. You have to take responsibility for yourself. And that has helped me in this business as well, because I want success for everybody, but I know I can't do it for them. And so I just have to pave the way and do the best that I can, right? Because I'm human too. But does anybody else have any thoughts about belief before we do a mini exercise? LaToya, did you want to say something? All right, go ahead, my dear.
All righty, can everybody hear me?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, great. I just want to say that, like, I feel that when we're so mindful and grateful of where we're at right now, no matter what our circumstances, it just welcomes more. And then all of a sudden it feels like God is just like putting people in place for us that just all of a sudden gives us encouraging words, or will say something to us or pass us on to somebody else to, you know, keep you going and keep you in the flow of things, and also gives you the eyes to see the people in your own personal life who, you know, isn't that great, and maybe it's time to grow and move on even from them. And that can be scary sometimes, but what my team leader, Addie, told me was, you know what, if you feel scared, that's exactly where you're supposed to be. And, you know, I am such a believer that God wouldn't put a dream in my heart that he wasn't going to help me fulfill. Mm-hmm. Right? You kind of have those conversations with yourself, and you know, you do affirmations for yourself. I put up Post-its every once in a while when I get into that kind of funk, so that when I go in my bathroom, I can see it. Did you know you look good, girl? Yes, you do. Keep it moving. Show everybody how good you feel. And, you know, that's how I kind of move in my world, and I'm grateful for it. So I think, you know, just staying positive for yourself and not always looking for someone else to be that person, because at the end of the day, not everybody's going to be there in the timing that you need them to be there.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. I love what you said about oh, go ahead.
Sorry. I love that, LaToya. I just think that the way I think we all deal with negative people at some point, no matter whether it's a team member or a customer. And I think if you're really happy and really content with what you're doing and you love everything about it, actually nothing can bring you down. Because on my down day, there's not many of them, but every now and again I'll have a down day. I actually speak to my team on those days, and I find that my words that I'm saying to them help me as well. And if that doesn't work as well as what I would have hoped, I just use our products. And that is what makes me go, oh gosh, God, I love rapping. And it makes me feel better again. So I think that if you're in the right mindset and you're really genuinely happy with what you're doing, even if you haven't found the success that you want to find yet, if you're just sure of the journey, nothing can actually rattle you at all. Even when team members just quit or a customer says something doesn't work. I mean, just a couple of weeks ago, I had a customer who was on our Formula FF, and she put on weight.
Aussie product for those of you that can't tell.
Oh,
that's an Australia product.
Oh, sorry, the Fat Fighter. And she put on weight, and I said, that is the most odd thing. Tell me about that. How did that happen? And she said, I felt like they were helping with my digestion and they were working really well. But then I was hungrier, and I said, okay, so did you by any chance snack on extra things? Yeah, cheese and chocolate. And I said, oh, Okay. Oh, I'm so sorry that our product made you hungrier. We ended up laughing about it, and she didn't cancel her auto shipment. She tried a different product, so I think it's the way that you look at things and the way that you respond to things. And you can turn it around. I mean, she put on 2 kilos in a week and a half of using the Fat Fighter. And I was like, what? I'm sorry, my product helped you put on weight. But yeah, I think that when you're really happy about your journey and you're sure about it, people can throw pretty much anything at you, and you can rub it, brush it off.
Yeah. I love that. And it's so true because, I love, LaToya, you mentioned gratefulness and gratitude. So this is a Jack thing I learned. It's not like he didn't make it up. You guys all probably know this anyway, but I learned it this past year. So we all know like attracts like, right? If you want to be around positive, like if you want to attract positive people into your life, be a positive person. If you want to attract successful people in your life, like be a successful person, and just kind of be the person that you want to bring into your team, and like attracts like. So and love is the highest like vibrational energy, and gratitude matches that. So when you are grateful, when you're attracting that type of energy into your life. And it's a powerful thing that like we can't fully explain, but yet science is proving is true, because they're doing research, neuro what is it called? Neuro something plasticity, that the way you think physically does change your brain, and it physically impacts the people around us. So it's like not just, self-help positive thinking stuff. Like it really is the way we were wired, and that's why it works. Robin says, Tony Robbins teaches to change your state when you find yourself not at your best. So yes, what do they say? Like change your physical situation, like get your energy up and your like move, right? Move around, do something physical, and then your emotions will follow. Nina says, just keep smiling. Raise your standards, expectations.
I think put good things into your body and good things will come out. So if you are using good products and you're eating good food, it all helps the way that you think and the way that you feel as well, because I think that's really important. That's how I function anyway. So that's what I've been concentrating on, and it's made such a huge difference.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Any other thoughts about belief? Not like about blitzing or anything that's not relevant to what we're talking about, but anything about belief or casting belief. Becky, go ahead.
I just, got back from a 3-day course about building your business, not It Works associated. But one of the things that came through so powerfully, and that I'm reading in the comments, and you touched on it at the beginning, was I struggle with this. It's hard to do this. And that is where the change has to happen immediately. The words, thoughts become things, and what you say is what comes in. So if you say it's hard to sign DTs, then it's going to be hard to sign DTs. If no one wants to buy from you, then no one's going to buy from you. So changing what you're saying to yourself every day. And I have been noticing that I'm telling my kids that more, like just from having that ingrained in me over those 3 days, that you really have to say, like, this is what I want. This is what I'm projecting. Because if you like the extreme story that he gave was that his relative was pregnant with twins, and the whole pregnancy she was, how am I going to do this? I can't handle twins. I can't handle
I drank soda, and one of my piece of my stitch came out. I was like, oh, what the hell?
Sorry about that, Becky.
That's okay. And so she was like, I can't handle 2 newborns. I can't handle this. And she actually stillborn one of the twins. Like, so crazy powerful what your words can do. So when on a much lighter level, then when you're, in your business, then you say, DTs sign with me all the time. I get loyal customers every day. Like, those are the things, because a lot of the comments are, I'm struggling with this. I find it hard to do this. And so when you're saying that, you're just reinforcing it. So just being aware of what you're saying.
Yeah, it's powerful. We have more influence over our lives than we give ourselves credit for. And you really can, like they say, what is it? You speak about what you bring about, like it's so true. And another thing to think about too is like, I'm not fully like at the end of my conclusion with it, but I've been thinking about this. Like, I know it's going to happen. I know that we're going to make $300,000 a month working 6 hours a day. I know it. I just do. I just know it because that's what I want. And it's going to be awesome. And I'm not in a rush. So it's not like there's an end date. You know what I mean? So we're just moving. We're just making things happen. We're just going. And like, I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know. It's just like, but I'm excited to see how things line up but because it's not, like I've got urgency and passion and that kind of thing, but it's not a deadline that's going to go away and then I say, oh, I didn't make it. Like it's a long-term vision and we're just moving in that direction. And I think sometimes people will look at this business and they'll be like, oh, I'm not where I want to be in 6 weeks. It's not going to work. Or I'm not, or even in 6 months, you know what I mean? But there's so much growth that happens on the journey that I'm like secure and confident and I know where we're going and I'm excited to see it unravel. And so when you're excited about the journey too, and it's not just about that destination, as they say, like it truly is about the journey, then it's fun, you're excited and you're not like rushing or feeling stressed about the goal because that's not helpful either.
Hi, Denise.
Hello.
This is Tracy Lee.
Oh, yay. Oh, there you are.
Hi, everyone. I just wanted to make a comment, if that's okay, about beliefs as well.
Absolutely.
So, in church and, the scriptures we say, faith come by hearing and hearing by the word of God. And how can one hear unless there's a preacher? And now how can he hear unless he's been sent? So the purpose that I'm saying that is because just like this call that you're doing tonight, it's so important for us to stay connected and come and hear you, the preacher, or Barbara, the preacher, or whoever your upline is, the preacher, so that we can grab on that motivation so that we can begin to believe in ourselves and see, have vision, cast the vision. Like the scripture says that the people perish without a vision. And so we need to have vision. Like you need to see yourself as diamond, double diamond, presidential ambassador, whatever your goals are. See yourself, as free and being home with your children. And that's so important. And then setting those goals and putting an action plan to those goals. I know for me, I had set a goal for myself to enroll 20 distributors in 30 days. And from May 15th to June 15th. Now, I fell short, but I did enroll about 10 distributors in about less than 2 weeks. And then, you're always going to have those like distractions and curveballs. And what gets you back on track is getting back connected and plugged in to the word, to the preacher, to the motivation, to the encouragement, into the product. And so that's why even I'm here today, because life does happen. I had a girlfriend who passed away recently last week, and she was a victim of domestic violence. And that really hit home for me and kind of put me in a shell that's hard to come out if I don't stay connected, Mm-hmm. And so I'm getting back on track again, coming up out of that. But it's so important to stay connected to these calls, to the team calls and to your uplines. And even, we got to understand through our uplines, you guys, you have families too, you have your children, so we got to have our own inspiration within, and we got to have our own vision and just continue to focus on that. Do your personal development every single day. The moment that I stop doing it, the moment I find myself kind of going downhill and I have to, get back on it to recharge myself. But definitely believing in yourself, helping change your mindset, setting goals, and putting an action plan to those goals. And anything is possible. Like waking up, I wake up every morning, I say, Lord, I thank you for my new distributors and my new customers that's joining my team today. Mm-hmm. And I found myself when I do that and believe it, every day I'm enrolling new people. So it's important to believe in yourself.
Mm-hmm. Amen. Yeah, and you're saying that you're having that, like, this is what I've been saying on the way to the gym. You know, I'm so grateful for the victory found in my family. I'm so grateful for the victory found in my team. I'm so grateful for earning $300,000 a month and having 30 plus ambassadors on my team, because I know like what that will do for them. You know, like those are the things, and you say it so much. I'm saying it out loud in the drive, on my drive to the gym. And it's like becomes natural, you know, it becomes like just such an ingrained thought that like I believe it. I just don't know how or where.
Yes.
But
as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he.
Exactly.
Become that.
It deepens. It's amazing. And I met Tracy in LA, and she lives in Chicago, which is like way closer, but we both flew to LA to go to a meeting, and we got to hang out and do fun stuff. And it's just those small group experiences that really do gel and connect everybody. So, all right. Any other thoughts? If you're feeling stirred, then that's a sign. Well, I don't know that we're going to have time to do the other activity, but I really do want to use the breakout session next week. But the breakout session is a cool feature that we have when we can break into groups and answer each other questions. And like what I'll do next week is be the day before green carpet, is I will break you guys out into groups, and we'll kind of go through answering questions and that kind of thing, so you can practice speaking things out loud to your teammates, which will be fun. But today it truly is about building your own belief, so then you can cast it into your prospects or into your new distributors. And Francine, I don't work this business or life based on how I feel. I work it based on what I want. So just because you're feeling challenged, that's just a season of life. Decide what you want and stay focused on that, and you'll move through those feelings. It will happen. And again, it has to happen. Like, because fear of success, fear of failure, fear of, you know, the negativity, feeling guilty, I mean, all that stuff is just a part of that mud. But you can't like fly over it. That wouldn't be fair. Keep pushing. So Hannah, how do I keep pushing? In my experience, a personal vision is when you create such a passion in your belly that like it inspires you to move forward. So when you have a clear vision about what you want, it keeps your own fire motivated. And so that's what I focus on. Sometimes, you know, I've had to redream several times over 10 years. You know, I'm living my ideal day. I love my life. I love what I get to do, but that doesn't mean I don't know where I'm going. You know what I mean? I like to say I'm content and ambitious. I love where I am, but I know where I'm going. And I don't want to stay stagnant or like, I don't know. It's like if you're not growing forward, you're kind of going backwards. So I'm always focused forward. Enjoying the journey though, because that's the fun part. So if you feel like you are struggling in one of these areas, either belief in yourself or transferring your belief into others, number one, I would focus on building your own confidence. So that way you have confidence to share, and then practice speaking this stuff outside, you know, this stuff out loud to yourself. Your own affirmations, your own goals, your own ideal days, your own what do you want your life to look like really get excited about that. And that will continue to build your confidence that you then can transfer. Make a dream board, John says. Absolutely. Yeah. Put it everywhere.
Can I answer too really quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
The comment, I think I read it, that, you know, how do you kind of keep going even though you're feeling challenged? I go through that myself, and I'll tell you that anytime I go through something in my life where I'm feeling negative or frustrated or challenged or comparing myself or anything like that, usually I end up knowing exactly why. Like sometimes I think of myself like having a conversation with Pam Souter, and I'm like, I know exactly what she's going to tell me. You know, I know exactly what she's going to ask me, and I know exactly what I'm not doing, or I know exactly what I'm doing that is wasting time. I know exactly why I feel this way. I can always pinpoint it back to me, to a decision, to someone I'm hanging out with, to something that, you know, distracting me, something I'm comparing myself to. So I know it's not just me. I mean, I'm sure anybody is like that, you know, and anytime I talk to people, anytime I can kind of guide them through a conversation, I always want them to give me those answers, because I think that we know exactly why we are in our situation. We know why we're in debt. We know why, you know, we don't finish things that we start. Like, we know all of that, and you can always kind of take it back to just have that personal, like, you know, chat with yourself and go through that conversation and determine like why you are where you're at and what is like causing that constantly in your life, and do something about it, you know, whether it's like a book or counseling or, you know, plugging in. You know, everyone's different, everyone has a different skill level, but if there's people in this company, you know, succeeding the way that they're succeeding, there is no reason why anyone can't. And you just have to know that. And you have to know that it really starts with you. It really, really does. And that I've, you know, 48 years old and going back in my life, I can tell you I've always known exactly why things weren't where they should be. So I hope that helps.
Awesome. Yeah, it's true. We really kind of have that self-awareness and take the time.
Denise, can I say something real quick?
Absolutely. Hi, Mindy.
Hi. Actually, the other day we had our own little kind of like team Zoom thing, and everybody was talking about like their go-to people. And I want you to know that I follow you religiously, and I have learned so much from you, so much more than I could ever tell you. I monitor. I'm not gonna lie. I stalk your page every day for new videos and new ways, because there was a couple times, and Angela can tell you that I was done. I was done. I had hit too many brick walls. I was just like, screw it, I'm done. And then I went to church one night, and the preacher actually, in his ending prayer, prayed for entrepreneurs, and then I found you the next day. And so I really appreciate you and your knowledge and how forthcoming you are and how truthful you are, and just your spunk, and you're just an amazing person, and I've learned so much from you, and I just wanted to tell you that.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I appreciate that. We all need Mindys in our lives.
I wouldn't go that far, but look at Angela. She's down there laughing because she knows better. Okay, I'm going to mute now. Okay.
Well, thank you. Well, and it's true. I mean, I think that's what when you're doing what you love, you know, it doesn't feel like work. And that's whatever piece of this business you just fall in love with, do it a lot, and amazing things will happen, and you'll just continue to grow as well. All right. Well, I'm going to end with an I Declare from Joel Osteen. And I have the book somewhere up there, but I just searched I Declare Belief, and this is the one that came up. And I think it really is connected to what we've been talking about already today. Oh, Bria, sure, go ahead. And you can unmute.
Hi, sorry. I was like, no, she's going to finish. It's okay. But I wanted to say, because I do this to myself because I'm an overthinker. I literally overthink everything. But I wanted to share this because I know a lot of people may feel the same way. It's okay to feel doubt. It's okay to have that small instinct moment where you're like, gosh, is this okay? But don't let it outstretch itself more than that moment. Like I said, last night I was laying in bed and I'm like, gosh, you know, am I really doing good? And I literally was like, I'm a badass. Like, what the hell am I doing? I'm like adding people every day. I'm talking to new people. My hundreds list is growing. Like, what am I talking about? And sometimes we forget that sometimes growing season can also turn to planting season in like 2 seconds. And we just have to adjust, and we have to be okay with what's going on. So I wanted to share that because I know some people may get discouraged at this point. Some people may feel like they have those small moments of doubt. And so I really felt like sharing that, because having doubt is not a bad thing. We're human. It happens. We have feelings. We push ourselves. We're all overachievers. We're all owning our own business. We want to, do amazing things in our life. But, we have to accept that we have these moments. Like, I just read 2 self-development books, and I'm like, wow, I have so much information in me that I feel like I'm doing so great. So why am I doubting myself? Why am I, doing all this? So now is the moment where we slap ourselves in the hand, go in the mirror, flip our hair, put some makeup on if we need to, and say, you know what, I got this. We still have time. There's nothing to stop us but ourselves. We are our own critics. We are the only people that can really stop us. No one else can take this business from us but ourselves. No one can tell us we can't do it but ourselves. So I just really wanted to share that.
Yeah, that's an amazing point. Seriously, because everybody has fear and everybody has doubt. The thing that happens is if that doubt impacts what you do, you know what I mean? If it takes you out of the game, or if it impacts the activity that you do or whatever, like when the doubt gets bigger than your faith or your action or whatever, then that's no good. But the doubt itself doesn't have any power. It's just a piece of the puzzle. And to be honest, I now call that, I've learned, what do I call it? Excitement. Like if any have that knot in my stomach, or I'm nervous, or I'm a little fearful, I've changed it to be I'm just excited, because guess what? If I didn't have these butterflies in my stomach, I'd be bored. So it's just new. It's just something new. And I love, thank you, Bria. It is. It's just a piece of the puzzle. What I think can happen is people will experience that and they'll use it as a sign to quit. Oh, maybe this means I shouldn't be doing this anymore. And that's not true. It's just part of the game. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much, not only for jumping on tonight, but for participating and taking notes and blowing up the chat and sharing your thoughts and experiences, because we're all on this growth journey together. And whatever stage you're in, you know what I mean? We're all moving forward in the right direction. So keep at it. And this is my declaration for you. So I declare God's supernatural favor over my life. What I could not make happen on my own, God will make happen for me. Supernatural opportunities, healing, restoration, and breakthroughs are coming my way. I am getting stronger, healthier, and wiser. I will discover talent that I didn't know I had, and I will accomplish my God-given dream. This is my declaration, and that is my declaration for you. Have an awesome, awesome night. And I will post it on my Facebook wall for those who now want it. Bye.
Thank you.